What's up, guys? So, I want to talk about the Admiral's physical prowess today. I saw a post on Reddit a couple days ago where the guy made a really good point how a lot of people think the Admirals are only powerful because of their devil fruits. But I want to go over some feats and provide some reasonable headcanon to show that despite their appearance, physically, they should be able to compete with Emperors. Real quick, I think it's important to realize that size in One Piece doesn't really matter. Characters like Luffy, Sanji, Zoro, Shanks, etc. are much smaller than giants, or simply put, a lot of the One Piece universe, yet they are physically stronger than most. In the One Piece verse, you can't look at who's bigger and determine their strength by that. We must understand that this is a fictional universe, where your muscle mass doesn't determine how strong you are, like it would in real life. For example, we can see this clearly when someone as small as Shanks can clash evenly with someone as big as Whitebeard, or when Luffy can casually block Hody Jones' attack, who is much bigger than him. The point here is that we need to get out of our minds that just because a character looks big doesn't mean they are stronger than people smaller than them, and also vice versa. Alright, so now that that's out of the way, let's look at some feats that show the Admiral's physical strength. The most prominent one is when Alkainu matches Whitebeard in strength with just one foot. At this point in the war, the only stab that's happened to Whitebeard is the one from Squarto. But this is still very impressive considering that it's even a Quake-enhanced Becento from Whitebeard. This shows us that Alkainu can match Whitebeard in physical strength, and the other admirals should scale to Alkainu, considering him and Aokiji had a 10-day extreme diff fight, and all the other admirals at Marineford had essentially, or all the admirals at Marineford had essentially the same portrayal, indicating they are all extremely relative to each other. We also have another instance in the war, although not as impressive because at this point in the war, Whitebeard is heavily injured, but Kizaru nonetheless holds down Whitebeard's Becento with his foot, preventing Whitebeard from defending himself or counterattacking. This feat definitely isn't as good as Alkainu's, but it's still worth mentioning in my opinion. So already we can see that physically speaking, when they want to, they are physically very powerful. But now I want to go over some small rebuttals and simply look at some outliers and clear some stuff up. So a lot of people look at the encounter between Kizaru and Marco and say that Marco is physically superior to Kizaru because he was able to kick him away. Now, not only does this contradict Kizaru holding down Whitebeard's Becento as I showed earlier, but I would also say that it is simply an outlier. So to show you my reasoning for saying that, let's look at some things that happened in Dressrosa. So at the end of Dressrosa, Luffy is trying to get off the island, and he happens to run into Fujitora. So he immediately decides to hit him with a Gear 3rd attack, and he manages to overpower Fujitora and slam him into a wall, which is actually pretty similar to what Marco did to Kizaru, right? The only problem is that in the very next chapter, Fujitora goes on to casually block Luffy's Gear 3rd punches. This shows us that there are simply small outliers when Oda wants to make a moment hype and wants the lesser characters to have some good portrayal. Oda simply wanted to give Marco a hype introduction against an admiral, and Oda wanted to give Luffy a hype moment with his first time attacking an admiral since the time skip. But as I showed, Fujitora can clearly casually handle Gear 3rd attacks from Luffy, even without using Haki on his sword. Which actually brings me into some small headcanon, but just to finish this point, Marco quote-unquote overpowering Kizaru doesn't prove anything, but is just Oda giving Marco a hype introduction. Okay, so now into some small reasonable speculation of mine. In Dressrosa, we see that Fujitora can pretty casually block Gear 3rd attacks without using Haki on his sword. And in Whole Cake Island, we saw Big Mom casually block Gear 4th attacks. I say it's pretty reasonable to assume that if Luffy punched Fujitora with a Gear 4th attack, that he would be able to casually block it if he used Haki on his sword, just as Big Mom could. So basically, if Luffy kicked it up a notch and used Gear 4, Fujitora could kick it up a notch and use Haki. I simply think it would be just as casual as Big Mom did, which I don't think is very unreasonable. So I think I've done a pretty decent job of showing that with just physical strength alone, regardless of their appearance or size compared to the Emperors, they seem to have a relative physical strength. Now I want to take a look at their defense. So when it comes to defense, because of their Logia intangibility, I'm not sure whether to categorize some of these things into durability or endurance, but these will be defensive feats nonetheless. Alkainu tanked 2 direct Quake attacks from Whitebeard and continued going strong. Kizaru tanked an attack from behind by Whitebeard and didn't appear to take any damage. Marco blindsided Aokiji with a kick and didn't appear to do any damage to him. Aokiji was blindsided by Jozu with Haki Lace Diamond, to the face and only got a small lip bleed. Marco and Vista got direct slashes on Alcainu, and he didn't appear to take much of, if not any, damage at all. These things show that the Admirals have great overall defense. Let's think about the Admiral's reaction speed for a second. Now, I have always believed that Kizaru was the fastest character in the verse, but I get that some people may think some characters are as fast as him. So, for argument's sake, let's just say that he is in the fastest tier of the verse. So, I think we can safely assume that Kizaru cannot just blitz the other Admirals, right? I don't think anyone believes that Kizaru can just continuously speed blitz the other Admirals over and over again. So, this means that the Admirals should be able to react to Kizaru's speed, which means they are able to react to characters that move at the fastest tier in the verse. So as far as we should logically assume, they definitely aren't getting speed blitzed by anyone in a straight up fight. Okay, I think that pretty much wraps up everything I wanted to say about the Admirals and their physical prowess. Even without their devil fruits, they should be able to defeat top commanders, in my opinion. It would definitely be harder, obviously, but they should be able to do it nonetheless. Thank you all for watching. Like the video, comment, and subscribe for more content. Thanks.